Have you decided it's finally time to start migrating to the new input system like 9 years after it's been released, but you still want to poll for inputs on your scripts because the input actions maybe just take too long to set up, or you want to prototype something really quickly, and you're just not ready to jump all the way into all that input action configuration? Well, that's okay. You can. The new input system comes with the keyboard and mouse APIs, which allow us to do things exactly the same as we did with the old input system, just using the new input system. Hey, Chris here from LlamAcademy, here to help you. Who? Me? Yes, you! Make your game dev dream become a reality by helping you take baby steps into the new input system. There's a lot of complaints around the complexity of the new input system, and when you're a newcomer coming into it, I feel that. There's a lot of stuff you have to know how it works before you can just get started. And that complexity is there for a reason. It gives you a lot of power and a lot of control, but sometimes you just want to get in there and prototype something, and you don't want to deal with all of that stuff. That's where the keyboard and mouse APIs come into play. Now, the input actions are still more robust, and maybe some purists might say it's the right way to do it, but I do think there's a lot of use cases where you don't really need to do it that way. So I thought I'd make this video to show about these APIs and how you can still use the same interaction model that you're used to if you were using the old input system, just to get out of having to use that thing. Now, both of these APIs come from the Unity Engine input system namespace, meaning you do have to have the new package installed, and the interaction paradigm is the exact same as what you're used to. You have a mono behavior in there. In update, you write something like if keyboard.current. and then your chosen key, like up arrow, W, space, whatever key. And you can check, was it released this frame? Was it pressed this frame? Is it currently pressed? All the normal things that you would do with like Input.GetKey, GetKeyUp, and GetKeyDown. Instead of just writing that, we're writing keyboard.current. The key, and then what do you want? Was it pressed this frame? Was it released this frame? Or is it currently pressed? And the mouse works the exact same way. We do mouse.current. And then do you want the left button? Do you want the right button? Which button do you want? Do you want to know if it was pressed, released, whatever? Is it still pressed? All that you can check just in update, exactly like you were doing before. Fast, easy, very minimal setup. Unity calls this the direct workflow. It's not very flexible because, as you can see, we're hard coding into our code. When you press this thing, I'm going to do that thing. You are going to lose some of the cool benefits we get from the input actions. Things like you can very easily remap keys using input actions. And while technically it's possible to do key remapping this way, it's much harder to do. Now, while this direct mapping in our code of like I press W, so then I'm going to apply some rigid body force to my player, well, that's the most common use case. Something I did relatively recently that I thought was pretty powerful that didn't initially think about is if we have, let's say, some scriptable object actions that we want to execute, on that action, we can put in a serialized field or a public field of type key. Then we can have like a hotkey script that checks whenever one of these keys was pressed with if keyboard.current. Then we index it by the key, and then we can check if that was released this frame and then execute that action. That allows us to get a little bit less hard coded because we can define the action that should be executed via a key that is a serialized property, so we can modify it in the inspector. It's not runtime hot swapping or anything like that, but we can configure stuff on an action by action basis in the editor, which is pretty cool. I hope this video was helpful for you to understand that there is still a way to do polling input using the new input system, and maybe it helps you prototype a little bit faster. If you got value out of this video, make sure you've liked and subscribed to help the channel grow and reach more people. If you want to show your support for the channel, you can go to patreon.com/LlamAcademy or click join right here on YouTube. We've got a private Discord, and you'll get your name up here at the end of every video, and a shout out starting at the awesome tier like these awesome folks: Ivan, Iphiabolis, Mustafa, Angel, Snedden, Nick5454, and Pixel Wizards. There's also all of these great supporters as well. Thank you all, I am so grateful. And I'll see you on the next video.